My name's Bill and I'm an alcoholic, and this show is called The Leaf Blower. Earlier this year we had to employ the services of a tree surgeon. An old tree we had was slowly dying. A large branch had died and needed chopping off. The rest of the tree looked fine, but this branch was big, maybe 40 feet long, and it must have weighed a few tons. So all the tree surgeons, they went up on their ropes with their chainsaws on their waist and did the deed, and down the big branch came. The wood was all chopped up as logs and sold by the tree people for firewood. And when they'd finished, they all ran around with those leaf blowing machines and blew all the sawdust and debris off the pavements, so that it was now safe to walk on. I've seen this happen so many times, and it's always occurred to me that whilst it's fine blowing all the leaves and the sawdust into the road, as soon as a few cars came whizzing by, it'll all be blown back onto the pavement again. And that got me thinking, because I did exactly the same with my drinking for 20 years. I just moved the problem away time after time after time, but it never really went away. I just temporarily fixed it for a while, but by that evening I was usually drinking again. The different ways I used to sort my drinking out were laughable. It was like putting a sticking plaster over a gaping wound. It never did any good really, except to show whoever was interested that I was at least trying. And that's the thing about alcoholism. You either stop or you don't. I'm either sober or I'm not. Some of the things I tried were I changed my drinks. I swore off drinking forever. And within a few hours my resolve had vanished and I picked up again. I put lemonade in my bottles of sherry to water them down a bit, but then I had to drink twice as much. The list goes on. I was blowing the problem under the nearest bush for all it was worth. My only really serious try was on, or just a bit after, my 40th birthday. I bought myself a beautiful car to celebrate, and on the way home I reckoned that now that my life was complete, my drinking days were finally over. That was on the Sunday. I stayed sober for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and then it hit me. The weekend was fast approaching, and I could just see me surviving without a drink for maybe another day, but no longer. So do you know what? It was easier to go out and get pissed. 3 days I lasted. And again, I just blew the problem somewhere else, and in no time I was back to exactly where I'd started. I might just as well have bought a leaf blower, and every time I thought about stopping drinking, I'd just blow the problem into another excuse or another mad idea. The only way to solve my alcohol problem was to stop drinking, but I couldn't. I've probably heard every excuse under the sun during this past 25 years of trying to help alcoholics in AA. But very few people are truly serious. And it's so frustrating when the answer doesn't even involve buying a leaf blower and filling it all up with diesel. All it takes is one phone call, 1 hour in a meeting, and one other thing, without which nothing will work. And that's a bit of willingness, a little bit of honesty, and the biggest rock bottom that you've ever had. Bill the Shirt, Bristol.